Hi, Albert here with Mainland Cycle Center. Today I want to show you the 2020 KTM 350 XCF-W, and this is a new model for KTM. Now you're thinking I've heard of the 350 XCF-W before, and that's right, you have. KTM used to make a 350 XCF-W, but for the last couple of years they didn't make a 350 XCF-W. They had KTM had made an attempt to try to combine the XCF-W models with the EXC models. So the last couple of years, if you wanted a 350 XCF-W, you would have needed to buy the 350 EXCF, which was street legal. Still a great bike, both bikes, but I think the specs were getting pretty close, and so KTM wanted to try to narrow it down to one model. But I think everyone who wanted the XCF-W models has been heard, and they're back. And so 350 XCF-W as well as the 500 XCF-W. And the idea behind the 300 is that you get a little lighter handling, a little more nimble than the 500. But and the idea with all of KTM's 350s is to kind of give you 250 handling with 450 power, and so 350 really has been a nice sweet spot for a lot of riders, whether it's the SXFs, the XCFs, or the XCF-Ws. One of the things, so with the W, so 350 of course means this is a 350cc engine. It's not exactly 350. It's probably 349 or something like that. XC means cross country, so it's a cross country race bike. F means 4-stroke, and W means wide ratio transmission. So this has a 6-speed wide ratio transmission. So what we mean by wide ratio transmission is it's designed so that when you're traveling at higher speed, for it to give you a lower RPM, or basically not as much shifting. The gear ratios are spread out, so you don't have to shift as soon from first to second, from second to third, fourth to fifth. So therefore you kind of effectively broaden your power range in relation to miles per hour. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Alloy wheels, of course. Black rims by Giant. CNC machined hubs, so the inner on these hubs is machined as opposed to being left raw cast like you see out here. Nice touch. These are liquid cooled. One of the things that KTM does is the plastic radiator louvers here. These are very heavy duty. They're very, very rigid. They're quite strong, and they're designed to actually give you radiator protection in this plastic guard. Pretty cool feature, so no more having to buy a radiator guard. The XCF-W also comes with the radiator fan. You can see this is a dual overhead cam, 4-valve. Of course, it's single cylinder. This has a linkageless suspension. It's what KTM calls their PDS, or progressive dampening suspension system. Now typically on the SX bikes, the XC non-W bikes, this shock would pass through the swing arm and there'd be a linkage down here. That suspension would be hanging down through there a little bit, and that linkage is designed to make the suspension progressive, meaning it starts out soft and then it builds as the more you compress the shock, the stiffer it gets. So the idea is to give you a nice initial plushness to the bike, but then also keeping you from bottoming out. But where that hurts with an enduro bike is that you've got this suspension linkage hanging down, which if you're going to drive over a log or a boulder or something, that's something that you could get hung up on. So with this linkageless suspension, you can see the shock connects directly to the top of the swing arm and right up there, and but this is also designed to be a progressive dampening system. So even though it's a non-linkage, KTM designed this suspension to work in a progressive manner. All right. Adjustments there for your dampening. Of course, you can adjust your spring preload here. You can see the remote reservoir there. Galfer brake rotors, front and rear. You can see your Brembo brake caliper. These are the KTM's no dirt foot pegs, so you can see they're nice and airy, lots of holes, so they're really designed not to plug up with dirt. This one does come with the skid plate. hand guards. This is a hydraulic clutch, so no clutch cable. We've also got a map switch with traction control there. These are electric start, your start button. Got a display up here with odometer and speedometer and trip meters, that kind of thing. Here's your headlight switch. The suspension is separate function, so you've got compression dampening on this side and then rebound dampening over here. There's your Brembo front brake caliper on that front Galfer brake rotor. Also, the shift lever on these KTM calls a no dirt shift lever, so it's designed in a way to not get plugged up with dirt where it can get stuck folded and be hard to get to. The new mounts here on the stay are now on the engine, on the cylinder head, are aluminum, so that's new. They added some stiffness to the frame on these. Aluminum swing arm, of course, chrome moly steel frame on the KTMs. This is 4-stroke, I think we said that. ODI bolt-on grips, pretty cool, very easy to replace the grips. You can replace one grip very easily and very quickly. But yeah, very cool bike. So if you want a 4-stroke woods race bike, this is probably it. 350 XCF-W, a lot of fun with that ride ratio transmission. You know, all of the KTM bikes are race bikes. KTM does not make a recreational play bike. So all of KTM's bikes are serious machines, serious suspension, and and that can be the hardest part with the KTM, is figuring out exactly which model you should buy. And hopefully us talking about it a little bit will help you with that. But if you're not sure, give us a call. We'll walk you through it a little more. All right, well, that's a look at the 2020 KTM 350 XCF-W. It's back for 2020. All right, we are Mainland Cycle Center. We're located in Marque, Texas. We're about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston, just off of I-45. You can find us online at mainlandcyclecenter.com or by phone at 409-948-4969. And we would just love it if you'd give us a call, shoot us an email, or even better, come on down to Mainland Cycle Center. We'd love to help you just any way that we can. Hey, thanks for watching.